So what we're gonna do today is a Dorito activity that I actually was planning on doing in class. I'm super excited about it. This also gives you a reason to tell your parents, hey mom, hey dad, I need some Doritos for my math class. Maybe they'll go out and buy you some, who knows. So anyways, what we have is a Dorito. I tried picking one of the larger ones, and I want to do this activity that I was planning on doing in class, but I mean, whatever, COVID-19, it's all right. So there's a special relationship between the measures of the interior angles of a triangle. So as we learned earlier, we know that there are different types of angles in a triangle, right? We've got the interior angles, so 1, 2, and 3, the inside of the triangle. So that would be 1, 2, and 3. Those are interior. And then we also might have exterior. We're not going to worry so much about those right now. So what we want to look at is looking at the different properties for the interior or the inside angles of a triangle. So what we want to do is we want to take this Dorito and we actually want to break it. We want to break off these 3 different angles. So I'm going to try to do that with one hand. Okay, so we got that one. We got our first angle. We've got our, second angle. That's okay. It should work out fine. We still got the edge of it, right? And then technically we've got our third one. We don't really need to break it off, but we can. Okay, so we'll save that bit for later. So we have our first angle, our second angle, and our third angle. And what I want us to do is I want us to just line these 3 angles up onto this dot right here. And I want to see what we find ends up happening. So if I just line those up like so, what do we notice about, it's not going to be perfect obviously, but what do we notice about what these 3 angles end up creating here? If I were to trace that, if I were to trace these guys, this is going to create what type of angle or shape right here? Do we notice how that ends up creating a straight line, or just about a straight line if I knew how to just draw straight lines, which you guys know I don't. So what do we notice? What do we know about straight lines? That was something that we talked about at the beginning of this section early last week. Straight lines are how many degrees? They're 180 degrees, right? So what does that say? That says if we have our first angle, let's go ahead, we can trace that. So we've got this angle right here, right? We've got our first angle, angle 1. We'll go ahead, we'll make that one pink, just so it's a little easier to see. So angle 1, and then we had our second angle. So we've got this angle right here, right? Just about, it's kind of hard because they're kind of like U-shaped. So we've got angle 2. We'll go ahead and make that one green. And then we had our last one. We had our angle 3, right? So what do we notice if we take all those inside angles of a triangle and we line them up? Let's see, let's make angle 3 this yellow color. We notice that if we take the inside angles of a triangle and add them together, 1 plus 2 plus 3, they end up being 180 degrees, which is what we said over here, right? We said that the angles inside of a triangle total to 180 degrees. And that actually is our triangle sum theorem, which we'll see on the other page of notes. Over here, triangle sum theorem. We know that the insides of a triangle, the 3 inside angles, all have to add up to be 180 degrees. So if we want, we can actually talk about this one a little bit more in depth. I know sometimes it's hard when you're not actually in class, when you're just kind of reading these notes on your own. So if I take these 3 angles, angle U, angle T, and angle V, if I add those all 3 together, we know it's going to equal 180 degrees because we just proved that with our Dorito, right? We said if we take those angles and we line them all up, it's going to be a straight line, which is 180 degrees. So that's what we did here. We ended up replacing them. Angle U is 2x plus 5, so I just replaced it with what it was actually equal to. Angle T is 7x plus 4, so I replaced it, and angle V was 5x plus 3, so I replaced it. Combine our like terms, right? 2x plus 7x plus 5x gives us a 14x. Combine our constants, 5 plus 4 plus 3 is 12. And we know that this is equal to that 180. Solve for x. We end up with x is equal to 12. From there, we can't just say that's the answer, right? We have to plug that in to find our actual angles. So 2x plus 5, what we can do is we can replace this x with that 12, right? So 2 times 12 plus 5 gives us our 88 degrees. So on and so forth. So anyways, like I said, go ahead, tell your parents that you need some Doritos for math. Maybe that'll get you a snack. Also, since I've got you, I wanted to introduce you guys to my baby. Say hi, Harley. Say hi, baby girl. She's like not thrilled with me right now. I tried brushing her this morning and she just is pouting. So anyways, I hope you guys are all doing really well. I miss you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon.